Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another episode of Selva Azteca. This is part 20 and we say this every week to be honest, but this series has gone so quickly. To be fair, we did start it in January, but I think 2020 has gone very quickly. We've been in lockdown a lot of it, and that has meant that we can get some good progress done on this park, and we are almost finished on this second last area. I do actually finish the entire jungle area in this episode, and yeah, at first I'm just doing some custom supporting and some foundations where the game hasn't auto generated them. Theme Park LB has done quite a lot of the custom supports himself, but there's a couple that I still needed to add. And for the remainder of this video, I will be continuing on from last time this series was on my channel. I did start the infrastructure for a restaurant, and you may be able to see some glimpses of that in this time lapse, but if not, you will have seen it in the last episode, and I will be adding the details to that. You can see that there is a decking area which is outside, yet it is sheltered by a roof, and that almost feels like an interior of the restaurant, and I will be doing some work on that, adding lots of tables and chairs and making it seem full. And then of course there is also an outdoor seating area, and that will look very nice by the river. You will get some good views of the roller coaster as it comes flying by, and you can see it as it pokes out of the terrain a lot, so that's going to be a brilliant place to sit and eat your lunch or your dinner. And yeah, you have seen me here making a custom table, and then I use some Theme Maker Toolkit chairs, and now you will see me decorating the outside of these roofs. I left that open because I had an idea of what architecture I wanted to do, but there wasn't really enough time to do this for the last episode, so I just left it ready for this episode, and you are seeing me doing it now. The roof is actually, well, the ends of the buildings are different sizes, so I had to do this differently for a lot of them. I think I had to do 4 different sizes of this type of architecture. This one I could duplicate 4 times so that it goes across the seating area, and yeah, it gives it that support structure which will make it look like a realistic and viable building. Now I'm just quickly changing it to night to build some of these lanterns. I think it will look really good at night and at day. But yeah, there's lots of tables and chairs. I think we've built at least 30 tables, and well, with 4 chairs at each, that's at least 120 seats. So it is going to have a big capacity, this restaurant. And I do think that is important because there's not that many places to eat in Selva Azteca. So having a huge main restaurant is always going to be a good thing. So I'm now making the front desk for the restaurant. This is where you would come to get a booking. Usually you can come to this earlier in the day, book a table for later in the evening, and then after you've done all the coasters you can come and have a nice evening meal on this peaceful island. And yeah, it'll be a very nice place to sit. There's lots of shrubbery that goes in afterwards, and it'll just be really relaxing, to be honest. So I'm now adding to the interior of this building a bit more, just putting up some lighting because, like I said, if you want to get an evening meal it could be dark, and yeah, it'll just be really nice, basically a candlelit dinner. And yeah, I'm putting these trims all around, and I think this was the finishing details. This made everything come together quite nicely using this consistent architecture. You can see how I used it for the handrails on the ramps up to the restaurant, because of course it is built on stilts. With it being in a jungle, the ground will be very wet and soft. So I'm now putting in some planters in this little gap here, and it gives it a really nice aesthetic, I think. The building will be mostly symmetrical, which will make it quite visually appealing. And we are now onto the decking area. This does feel like it's built on stilts above the water, which in theory it would be, but because of the pathing restraints I had to put some ground underneath it, so these decks do slightly overlap the path just so that I can get past the terrain. But yeah, this is also going to be a very nice place. It's lit up, and the reflections onto the water from the coaster as well. This will be beautiful, but you will see that later on in the video as I add to the lighting later on. That is the other thing that we do in this video. There's actually one more thing other than that, but yeah, we do the lighting at the end. so that the coaster is fully lit up, and I think night rides on the coaster will be unbelievable. There's some areas which are lit, some areas which are just pitch black, so the contrast between both will make the ride really thrilling. Yeah, just some more shrubbery here, and then we're duplicating the tables. We put some of these umbrellas up above some of the tables, and then I realised that they were only going to need to be close to the water because the areas inland will be covered by trees a lot since it is a rainforest, so they will be covered. And you can see me just taking the umbrella tables over to the water because you can't really grow trees in the water. So yeah, that would need to be protected from the sun. But then these seating areas here, they do not have umbrellas on because the trees will protect them a lot. And yeah, I just didn't want to have umbrellas for the entire seating area because it would look quite repetitive and probably quite ugly. Some more of these lanterns as well. I really like the look of these. They do have that tropical feel, and it just makes it, you know, it fits the jungle theme I'm looking for, and I do like it. For the next minute or so on your screens, you will just see me doing more of the same things, putting some rocks and trees around, just a bit of scenery. So I will go off topic slightly, not for very long, but I'm just going to say thank you for the support. In this month of May, the past month, we've grown so much. We're now on above 130 subscribers, and I'm so happy about that. Normally we grow by probably just under 10 subscribers a month, but in the month of May we've had lots of new people coming to the channel, and I think one reason for that is because I made a post on Reddit the other day, that was from my other series, Beartooth Hill Bike Park, and that got almost 500 upvotes, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I have put some other posts up there and they only get between 40 maybe to 100 upvotes, so getting 500 was amazing, and I think that's brought some new viewers to the channel. So if you are from Reddit and you have come to the channel, I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you stay. You may have also noticed that my audio quality is significantly better. I have now got a proper mic, and I think it helps bring up the quality of these videos. I don't think my old audio quality was bad, but I think this just, you know, it gets rid of all the background noise that you could subtly hear, and I feel like we are starting a new chapter with this channel, so I'm really excited for the future. So on your screens you have seen me putting lots of trees in, and the jungle is now looking a lot more dense, and that makes the island feel a lot more sheltered, which I'm very happy about. That is what I was trying to do. But we will now start this adventure playground. There is this little bit of the island which is unoccupied, so I decided that an adventure playground would be a good idea. These are commonly found at theme parks. You don't have to queue at all, and for some people who just want to sit and take a break, then the kids can go and play there whilst they're waiting. In this case they would be waiting for the meals, and you know, some children can get very impatient, so they would want to just, you know, just play here for a bit until the food arrives. So far I have only used wooden planks and poles to make this a completely custom build, and yeah, it's very simple. You can just use those pieces, and I think they are probably my two favourite pieces in the game, the wooden plank and the wooden pole. You can use them for everything. I think in the description for the piece itself it says can be used for everything, so Frontier have certainly made this for the reason that they can be used for everything. And we are making, you saw me duplicate that tower, so there is a rope bridge on the top layer, on the top level, and then if you're on the bottom level you can crawl through the tunnel. And yeah, there's just a lot of different things to do, all based around this main centre piece. I was originally going to have some swings in this area as well, but I realised that there wasn't actually much room at all, so I had to just have this single build, and I think it takes up the space really nicely. You can see a pole here as well. To make this I duplicated beam pieces and then rotated them so it made a more circular shape. There probably is a circular piece, but I just wasn't willing to go into the Steam Workshop to find a piece like that. And then yeah, there's a little ramp here with a ladder that you can climb up. I use this to fill the gaps because I thought it would be a good way so that children can grip onto it and get onto that top layer. Here is a slide built from art shapes, and to be honest this is the main feature of playgrounds. As a young child I don't really remember there being a playground without a slide, so that is the key feature for all of this. And then yeah, we just put this pole across that you can hang on to and swing yourself down, and then just a little bit of rock work, and then we put these rope fences in to protect the play area from the roller coaster which comes swooping by. But I realised this is the playground, and what are children going to do? They would climb on the ropes, which is clearly not going to be safe, so I deleted it. And a little bit later on you will see the different method I used to barrier off this roller coaster. But yeah, we're just making a little bit of extra land here. I found that the slide needed a bit of more ground to run off to. I thought it would be unsafe if they were going straight into a wall, so yeah, I moved this wall back. You can see that I've used some of the adventure temple pieces, and they do have little creatures, little animals in them, and I think with it being a playground that would be quite good, because it could be appealing to children to look at all the different animals that are built into the stone. And there are some glass pieces as well in the middle. I tinted them slightly so that you could clearly see it was glass. I think at night time you won't be able to see that. Glass pretty much disappears at night time, but yeah, the park will be open at day mostly. It won't be open all night long, so I don't think that's a huge problem. But I think it was really cool seeing the roller coaster come swooping down and being in that play area, and then you can see it coming past. It looks really good. And on the ride as well, I looked at the POV and it looks awesome as the ride comes swooshing down these S-bends with the near miss to the glass on the left. Especially at night as well. I do light it up quite well afterwards. We are almost onto the night lighting in this video, but we're just putting a couple of glass detailed rocks so that you can clearly see where to enter and exit this playground. And yeah, it is now nighttime and we will be looking at the lighting. A lot of this is on the roller coaster, and just there you saw the bit that I was talking about, how the lighting is lit up right next to the play area, and on the POV, like I just said, that will look brilliant. I can't wait to show you the cinematic for this, but I don't think it'll be for a while until we finish the last area really, because the ride does interact with where the final area will be. So we will definitely have to get some good progress on that final area before we can start filming the cinematics for this roller coaster. But remember to check out Theme Park LB's channel for part 21. He will build the next roller coaster. This is going to be the final thrill coaster, so I'm really excited to see that. So thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye.